Well, hello, you trader nerds. It is Sweet Bobby on a terrific Thursday. Hope you're doing well. Real traders never trade alone. They trade with their fellow nerds. We got Jim, we got Mike, we got Mikey, we got Mo, we got Ricardo, we got Schwaz, we got Stacy, we got Vicky with a Y. We got Dwayne, we got Edwin, we got Hal, we got Don, DB, and your host, Sweet Bobby. Mike has a question here. Let's see what it says. Hi, Sweet Bobby. Could you please clarify in the trading plan how we handle the changes in VIX versus the changes in EMA and SMA? Are they mutually exclusive or do we implement both at the same time? Thanks so much, Mike. Yeah, so what we do is we implement those kind of at the same time, and I'll show you what it means. So tomorrow's our day that we do it, right? And so what you'll do is you start out with 55 TQQQ, 45 TMF every month. It doesn't matter what your previous month was. You start off with this. It does not depend on the previous month. And then you go in and you make a VIX adjustment. So I think VIX right now is above 20, I think. So you would decrease your TQQ by 7.5%, right? Now, not 7.5%, but actually 7.5 points lower. So you would go from 55 minus whatever you'd be at 47.5 or whatever. Hard to do math in my head. And then you do the EMA adjustment. So if we're down now at 47.5, if these are both above, then you add 20%. So you'd be at what, 67.5. Does that make sense? Dwayne says, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe you said that the TQQ plan is risky and experimental. If that's the case, what are we to do with the remainder of our funds? God, that's a great question, Dwayne. That is a great question. What do you do with the remainder of your funds? And I guess it depends on what your goal is. I mean, what we were trying to do with the 1-1-2 plan, 1-1-1, is to create 20% a year. And that worked for 3 years until August 5th. And August 5th just knocked us off our butt. So, I mean, I guess you could do that lower, right? Lower your percentages. Maybe don't go above 25% buying power. I still don't think you're going to beat the market with that. Here's what I tell my college kids. And it depends if you want to be an investor or a trader. If you want to trade the 1-1-2s and trade them smaller, you certainly can. But here's what I tell my college kids is go VOO for life, baby. I mean, when you're 18, 22, all the way up, do it. And then what you want to do is, and this is the S&P 500, right? That's S&P 500, or just buy SPY. Get you a market return. And then as you get closer to your retirement age, I want you to put a certain percentage into bonds, right? So what you do then, like if you got 10 years to retirement. So in this year, if you're 10 years for retirement, I want you to keep 95 to 97% in your SPY and put 3 to 5% into a bond fund, a total bond fund. And then in 9 years, I want you to do the same thing. Put 3 to 4, 5% more in your bond fund. So now you got 10% in your bond fund. Then you got 15% in your bond fund, and so on and so on, till when you get to retirement, you've got about a 50-50 makeup. And that's what I would go with. That's kind of what I've done. Well, except I've been more aggressive. I've kept more of my money in SPY in the S&P 500. I'm a little riskier, a little taking more risk. But I guess it depends, Wayne. That's a good question. If anyone else has got an answer, I think that's good. But I would say Keep it in some S&P 500 related entity until you're 10 years before you need the money, and then go about 50-50. If you want to do something conservative on the 112 side, do it. But that's a great question. Well, and I'll think some more on it as well. I'll think some more on it as well. So tomorrow's the day, y'all, that we make our big first allocation change. So VIX is at 22 now. Wow, waka waka. And we have a tech sell-off, 2.24%, which would mean, wouldn't that mean that TQQ would be down like 6% or so? Let's see. Yeah, look at that, 6.68%. It's really wild how that works like that, how they get it to do that, right? So that's a big sell-off. So it would be a great day tomorrow to buy into that. And matter of fact, we've even got a plan that says if we have a 10% drawdown, it's part of our plan. Let's see, if we have a 10% drawdown in our new money, we could put all of our money into TQQQ. So we were having a good buck. Let's see what we're having today. Let's see, we're 10-1, we were at 75,383. Let's see what we are today. 75,383, and today we're at 75,589. So it definitely hurt into us today. We're up a little bit, but not a lot, because we got a nice little correction in TQQ today. And that's why I didn't put all my money into it at once. I figured that there was going to be a day where we had a 10% down day in TQQQ. So tomorrow, I think I'll be happy to put another amount of money in there. Let's see if our little thing is still, our little hedge is still in place. See if our hedge is in place still. Where'd that go? Let's update this. So if it depends if it goes down, I guess we'll check it tomorrow, whatever our net lick is. And we definitely could be down tomorrow a little bit on the month. That's fine. Those months are going to happen. And you sure as knows when I'm doing it, it's going to happen. Let's see what our risk analysis looks like here. Let's now, this was interesting. Yesterday, there was an auto refresh button up here on, I was working with Meyer yesterday, and he had an auto refresh button. Does anyone see an auto refresh button there? Maybe if I logged out, log back in, I'll get it, or maybe they're just sending it out to some, wow, 70,000. That doesn't look right. Now, why would that look $70,000? Something doesn't look right. What am I doing? Yeah, Don, you can get a copy of the of that file for sure. The back testing. 1030. What is wrong? Did something happen? Did something expire or go off today that makes that look good? 353355. There's a 5 and a 35 and a 35 and a 55. Huh. I don't know what's going on here, but that's crazy. Let's go back over here. Make sure we've got all that fixed, the ES and the TQQQ. Let's go over to risk analysis. This is on Crimson Orchard. Oh, something must have went off or something, because this is crazy. Now we want a crash to happen. Crash, baby, crash. Anyway, that's interesting. So let's go back to the markets, see what we got going on here. So we've got 2.22% down. It looks like the AD is now going upward, and it does not look like, it looks like we've got a divergence down while this was going up. So we would anticipate the market to follow AD and to start going up. VIX has popped up to 22.69. That's big. Looks like we've got a little bit of elevated volume. Let's look at the big green monster. We will redraw this tomorrow. So let's look at the ES first of all. ES, well, that's the 10. Let's go to volume profile. Get on the right chart. There we go. Oh, wow, we had a drop off, but looks like we've got a little bit of support down here at 57.34. So we're not down quite that big, but that's a nice little drop off. Still fairly priced. Let's go to the NASDAQ and see what this looks like. Wow, look at that. We dropped all the way from overbought or oversold to overbought, and now to fairly priced. Look at that. Went to fairly priced. I told you all I thought this chart looked bearish. Let's look at the linear regression. linear regression. Wow. I told you, I told you, didn't I? I thought it was going to be upward, but I told you we're springing tight as a, spring right here. And we're going to have a big move one way or the other. Boom. Big move to the downside. That's interesting. And now you could almost draw um, a bearish looking down move right through here, right? You could also do that to say that that may actually continue downward. I hope it goes down again tomorrow, because tomorrow is when we reallocate with our NQ at least, and we're a TQQQ. So have another good down day, be a great day to buy in after everything is said and done. Okay. So I don't think there's much to do. Let's see if we had any orders that actually filled over here. Activity, field, last field. That was on 10/29. It's on 10/28. Let's see, 7 days. No, nothing looks like it. Let's see if we got anything that's about to fill. 270 to 155, 285. This filled on the 28th. Maybe that's today's the 30th. Okay. Just looking if anything's close. It doesn't look like anything's close, but that's amazing that my hedge is now $70,000. And that feel good. It feel good to have a hedge on. That's one thing that you could do, Dwayne, is you could just run the Black Swan hedge ready for the crash to happen, with part of your money. That'd be a good thing to do. So, but that's a great question. I'm gonna think on it some more to see what we could do with extra cash. Mine is just in SPY. Mine's just in the S&P 500. So that's just kind of how I roll. The trading, I came to the conclusion that we were never going to be able to outperform the market with options. And if I can't outperform the market, I don't know why I'm doing it. So that's why I quit doing it. All right, guys, y'all have a great rest of your day. I love you to pieces, and we will see y'all tomorrow. Oh, y'all wanted that. I'll stop the recording, and then I'll give you that thing. So y'all have a good day. I will see y'all tomorrow.